Okay, so this does not sound like the sort of music you want to hear during an electromagnetic storm that
this is
fries your nerves.
I kind of like the what do you call it? Like what is the word?
The dissonance?
The contrast?
No, like the contrast. Thank you. Like the calm before the storm.
Or if you want to get real fancy, juxtaposition.
Storm. Yeah, juxtaposition. There we go. I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah. That's more like music if you're going on vacation in Ryza.
I was just looking at the summary, too, of this episode. LaForge gets left behind. No, he got ditched on a storm-plagued planet.
Yeah, they kind of just were like, we gotta go now.
We gotta go.
Because he fell down a hole.
Because he probably would have, done much better if they stuck around with him, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, why couldn't
they didn't have to go up at that moment?
I guess. Well, yeah. We could talk about that because there's a lot of questions surrounding that.
Yeah, it's one of those episodes where a premise or the way it's the inciting incident is like, wait, why did that happen? But the rest of the episode kind of was justifies it because they just need the rest of the episode to happen. So
right.
That's why they're doing it. But I don't know. But this is Newbie Star Trek. We haven't introduced everyone in a while. So I'm Marvin, and I'm here with Dan, Ricardo, and Sarah. Hi, everyone.
You know what? Whenever you do this and you name all of us at once, I feel like it makes people not know who what person is.
Yeah.
So that one's Dan, and then Ricardo.
Here's my complaint. You don't say no complaint. This is what I sound like.
And then Sarah.
I'm Sarah, and I just want to remind everybody that I'm a newbie.
Sarah, do not read the comments.
The podcast is called Newbie Star Trek.
Reading the comments in general for the newbies is probably a bad idea just because the comments usually have tons of spoilers.
That's actually also true. There's quite a few people constantly go, man, I thought Morgan J was going to spoil this, but thank goodness he didn't. And I'm like, shut up.
Yeah. Well, it's fine. Let them spoil whatever they want, but y'all stay out of comments.
Yeah, you guys stay out of there.
Yeah.
And by y'all, I mean the noobs.
If I find a comment that's especially bad and I should relay it to you,
it's called Newbie Star Trek.
Spoiler alert. I don't read any reviews or comments anywhere. Even
also,
on my own Facebook feed.
Even the ones that we send to Ricardo and say, please, Ricardo, please take this criticism and
listen, they have a valid criticism.
I say, fuck you. Fuck you, Common. Stop sending me goddamn emails.
Ricardo, you should do
it's not right. It's just
warning.
Really legitimate complaints,
Yeah.
If you're easily offended, don't listen.
Look, if you're a new listener, hey, thank you. Welcome.
If you're a newbie to Newbie Star Trek.
Yeah. Are you a newbie to Newbie Star Trek? Then this is for you. Fuck you. I'm kidding. No, welcome. And hopefully you enjoy the show.
And also still fuck Florida.
Yeah. I did say that. And I stand by it. I'll say this. Look, we have a lot of fun.
So fuck Florida as a governing institution, not the people there necessarily.
No. Some of the people are great.
Some of them are great.
Some, I assume, are good people.
No, back then. I hate Florida with all my heart.
Every fiber
and every person who ever lived there or moved out of there.
Oh no, Sarah.
So me?
Get out of there. Yeah. Get out of here, Sarah.
I will say this. Welcome if you're a new listener. We appreciate you coming by. You probably found us through the TikTok. I said the TikTok. God damn it, I'm old.
That TikTok.
And so
that's what it's called. The TikTok.
Is it
the clock
TikTok?
app? The clock app.
The tickety talk.
Chicken and the talking.
So look, there's some strong language in this podcast, guys. So look, if you're easily offended, we get it. This is not for you. Hopefully you find a podcast that is right for you. But if you're not offended, then strap in, dude. Strap in that dick because this is going to be a wild ride, dude. Or vagina. I don't judge. Well, there's people of all kinds. Them, they, us, to whom it may concern. We're going to get a little descriptive with some of the comments, with some of the wording we use. So
now, do you want to strap in or strap on?
Strap on, dude. That's what Common says.
Whatever works for you.
Strap in.
Yeah, definitely on.
Well, look. This week we watched The Enemy. So it's kind of a redemption story for Geordi because he was kind of weird in the last.
Yeah. The previous episode painted Geordi in an unfavorable light.
Yeah.
And this one redeemed him.
This one did a much better job of showing off, Geordi being a decent Geordi.
Yeah, he's using his skills.
Yeah,
that aren't.
He was
So we're
using
like, fuck, we got to
ingenuities.
do an episode where he's actually like not weird.
Yeah, he's not using his creeper skills. He's using his engineering skills. And also a lot of physical strength. The surprising amount of upper body strength he had as he was climbing out of that cave. But,
I can't believe LeVar Burton did that all by himself.
He definitely, they threw him down the hole for realism because Star Trek's always been about realism.
It's like, look, we're only going to leave metal deposits in the wall and give you a real phaser. Just work with it.
Every episode of Star Trek has been shot like that one fucking movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. What was that movie called? The one where a bear attacked him.
Oh, the Revenant.
Yeah, the Revenant. Every episode was just like the Revenant in terms of realism,
where the crew is
and torture.
Completely miserable, and the director's just like, deal with it. I don't care how much money I'm wasting.
They can only shoot for 4 hours a day.
God, what a wasteful movie. I hate that movie on principle.
I want to say one thing about this episode before we go on.
Okay.
As soon as I saw this piece of shit Commodore come on screen, I said, I fucking hate this guy. I don't like him because he killed Richard Kimball's fucking wife, dude. And and they haven't shown him full face because he's missing one arm. He's a one-arm man that killed Dr. Richard Kimball's fucking wife, and he framed him for it. Fuck him. And I hope all his fucking shit people die. That's what I thought.
I don't care.
I don't care. So yeah, immediately I looked at his face. I looked at his eyes, and I'm like, I know this guy from somewhere, and I don't like him. And I got angry right away. Got very angry. And the whole episode, I was like, I hope this guy dies. Blow his ship up. Don't give a fuck. He crossed the neutral zone. Fucking shoot him, dude. Don't ask questions. No diplomacy. Fuck this guy up, dude.
Nope.
They let me down.
They ended it with
he lied so many times, just like the one-armed man. He lied so many times. God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm getting riled up again. Sorry, I had to jump in there.
This guy's a liar.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Well, this is The Enemy. It first aired on November 6th of 1989. So Dan, do you want to take us? Do you want to take us around the sun? I don't know. Do you want to do it?
Yeah, I got some juice for a sun trip.
Okay, let's do it.
But before I do that, I just want to point out that we are the Fugitive Frames podcast.
I know.
Network.
It's all coming together.
We have very close ties to Richard Kimball.
Yeah. We call ourselves the Richard Kimballs. Our band.
Yeah.
It's
Richard
Sarah
and the Kimballs.
It's Sarah and the Richard Kimballs.
Anyway, whoosh around the sun. This was the week where Love Shack by the B-52s cracked the top 10 of the Billboard charts, and it would go on to peak at number 3 later in the month. Never quite hit that number 1. Yes, Glove Slap is a very good variant that the B-52s totally sold out on.
It's very good.
Yeah, it's very good.
This is when Simpsons were very good.
Yeah, peak Simpsons, golden age. Doesn't get better than that episode.
The Nintendo Z was a better episode than that.
Yeah, you're right. Nothing beats the Nintendo Z. November 3rd, the Minnesota Timberwolves played their very first game ever for the NBA as a franchise, losing to the Seattle Supersonics, who are no longer a team.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened? How does that happen? Do teams just stop?
Yeah.
Yeah, the owner's just like, you know what? We're out of here, man.
Yeah.
We're going to Oklahoma City, and we're becoming the Thunder.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, so that's where the Thunder came from. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
They came from down under.
with the men Chunder.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bunch of magic mics.
Meanwhile, a series of political demonstrations in East Berlin drew over 500,000 people, which contributed toward the eventual fall of the Berlin Wall. Berlin Wall was up and running at this time.
Up and running.
Yes, the generators of the wall were all
the machinery
just
inside the
going
wall
and
were
going.
still churning.
Yeah, it's like they're still separate.
That's how walls work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also on November 3rd, and I saved this one for last, a gory adaptation of The Phantom of the Opera starring Robert Englund released in theaters. The script was originally written for Canon Films, but it was passed on to 21st Century Film Corporation after Canon went bankrupt. And though the original script took place in the 1880s, they hired a guy to write some bookend scenes set in present day in order to set up a sequel called Phantom of the Opera 2, Terror in Manhattan.
What?
Where the Phantom would live in the sewers of modern day Manhattan.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah. I really wish it was The Phantom Takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
I know. It would be much
Sarah,
better.
we gotta track that movie down.
I know. I'm a huge Phantom fan, like massive Phantom of the
Wait,
Opera
Robert
fan.
Englund, Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And so there was this hype around like, hey, this is going to be a really gory, cool Phantom of the Opera where, like Freddy Krueger, you know, they get the like Freddified Phantom of the Opera. But that's not how it went.
Just
it was
Freddy.
actually, it was just flat and uninspired, and no one
kept saying
liked it.
bitch. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, bitch.
Bitch.
I love
And
you.
I'm pretty sure
I
you
love
don't get
bitch.
any of that Andrew Lloyd Webber score. So
Yeah, so it wouldn't have been it's just like a straight,
it's a straight
non-musical
adaptation of the novel.
Oh,
Wow.
that's interesting.
And it was, and to conclude, the film was directed by Dwight H. Little, who previously directed Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, and who would go on to direct Free Willy 2, The Adventure Home,
Wow. That's quite the
and
career.
Tekken in 2010.
Well, he's doing the Lord's work, dude.
Oh,
Bless his heart.
Tekken's one of those movies where I want to like it because it looks terrible, but it's so boring.
Yeah, it's no Street Fighter, huh?
Yeah, it's not. It's like Street Fighter's charming in its badness. You like kind of watch it and you're like, this is cute. They're like trying a thing. Rahul Julia is trying his best. He's like he knows what type of movie he's in, so he's kind of just like, yeah, whatever.
Street Fighter?
Yeah, Street Fighter. Yeah.
No, I think. Well, he knew he was dying. First of all,
Oh.
he knew he was dying. Yeah, he was
right.
during the filming of it. Some of the scenes had to be cut because he was too weak from his cancer to do anything.
Really?
I think it was cancer that he had, yeah, or whatever illness he had. He was too weak to do
I didn't
so.
know that. Oh,
Yeah,
now I'm gonna be really sad when I rewatch.
And he did it, I think, to leave like his family some extra money, so he took a big payday to do it. And he's like, well, it's a big studio movie, and I'll leave my kids with that, because that was a huge movie. Besides the Addams Family movies, this was big,
Right.
Yeah. Well, if nothing else, he'd never phoned it in.
Nope, never. He was at a 10 the whole time, and that's the thing about even. I'll go on a tangent about fucking Street Fighter, but like everyone, Raul Julia knew what movie he was in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, this is just theater. This is just theater. We're gonna go big, and this is like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, not that theater is over the top, but he knew exactly what project he was in. He was hamming it up at the right places, and I feel like everyone else was like,
Yeah, it feels like everyone else was either confused or trying to do their own thing.
Yeah,
but I feel like he was the only one who's like, this is like, we have to go a little camp.
Yeah,
not just a little camp, like kind of pretty campy.
Yeah,
because I'm dressed as like a leather daddy dictator. I need
to
kind of,
Yeah.
I know what I'm wearing. I know
and his scenes are really funny.
Yeah, he knows what he's
are.
doing. Yeah, he's great. It's like the scenes that are intentionally funny with him versus like other things like when Van Damme is yelling, who wants to go home
and who wants to go with me.
That's just
or like when Dr. Dalsim starts sneaking in some nice pictures to Blanca, to Charlie Blanca, Carlos Charlie Blanca.
I didn't trust that guy. As soon as I saw that movie,
why did they do all those? This is
didn't
strange.
trust that guy.
These changes are so strange. Whatever.
Oh right, Star Trek.
Listen.
Newbie Street Fighter.
This is Newbie Street Fighter, and we're sponsored by ExpressVPN.
Yeah,
listen, you've heard this spiel a few times, but basically,
if you're a new listener, strap in. You're gonna listen to a fucking spiel about ExpressVPN.
Strap on with ExpressVPN.
Yeah, dude.
Well, if you strap on with ExpressVPN, then enter the internet, you'll be a whole lot safer.
Yep.
Because ExpressVPN is one of those services, VPN services, where
it's a digital dental dam.
Oh,
switching it up for the new listeners.
Yes.
There's also
I love it.
I threw off Marvin. Marvin can't recover from this one.
It has no activity logs. No one's tracking you.
No.
There's 3,000 servers, over 3,000 servers in 160 locations spanning 94 countries. It also works on a bunch of different devices. In fact, Ricardo switched to ExpressVPN so he can make it work on his router because ExpressVPN has a way of easily setting it up on your router so that every device in your household connected to that router uses ExpressVPN. And it actually works pretty good with Netflix and other streaming services if you want to geo-hop around the world and look at shit in like the UK or, you know.
Are you stuck at home? Are you stuck at home because of the people not getting vaccinated? And you want to be like, well, what would it be like to be over in Europe and be watching Netflix in the hotel room, being quarantined there because everyone's not getting vaccinated? And you're like, oh, this is what it would feel like because you pop in the VPN. You don't pop it in because it's already on your computer. You open up the VPN, say you're in Europe, and boom, you got Netflix European style. And you didn't hear it from me. I heard it from Birdie. You put on a whole Disney Plus, and you get a whole different set of movies as well. You get the Fox movies. Just saying, a little birdie told me, allegedly, not legally bound by anything here. So Birdie told me, allegedly.
Yeah.
So
and you'll
check it
have
out.
no problem streaming those movies at 4K, HDR, etc. Because especially it's pretty fast.
Yeah.
I've actually tested it myself on my own home internet setup. It's 500 megabytes down and up, which is pretty dang good for VPN.
Well,
So
some of us here, maybe Common, maybe somebody else, has tested it with Pornhub, and it doesn't lose any quality.
It works pretty great.
Yeah.
Works pretty great.
All those boobs, HD quality. No 720p shit here, dude.
UHD quality.
All over the world.
All over the world. Yeah. Whatever you're into, Pornhub has got it. Pornhub.com.
I can count the moles.
You think Pornhub will give us a sponsorship?
If we asked really hard, maybe.
Dude, we all have to ask really hard.
Yeah, like
Very
we all have to be hard.
Yeah. If you are a listener and you work for Pornhub, hey, let us know. What's the deal? We
Reach
don't give
out.
a shit. We'll take it.
Maybe. I don't know.
You know what?
I don't know if you need the advertisement. You're like the most famous.
But
porn
maybe they
website
want
in
to throw
the
some
world.
money our way. You know what I mean? Like they're like, these are good
just-
kids.
Just a little spending.
Yeah,
kids.
these are good kids, eh? Give us some money, eh?
That's
Mr. TW Pornhub.
Pornhub is the old lady from The Simpsons who's like, now you can buy your moon pies. And
Yeah, the creator of Pornhub is that lady.
Yeah. I'll say this
Boys love candy.
I'll say this about Pornhub. This is a positive thing. When quarantine first started, you know what they did? They weren't like any other company where they're like, oh, get our service, get our fucking streaming service, full price. They're like, you know what? For the next few months, everyone gets unlimited, logged in, free porn. So if you want, like, they unlocked
doing the
everything.
good work. Yeah. They were like,
They're
you know
doing the
what?
Lord's work.
It's a hard fucking time right now.
Yeah,
This is what
literally.
people need.
for them, they also probably thought that was the duration of the quarantine. Like,
Yeah,
they
they're
probably
like-
didn't
they're like-
realize how long this
They're
would
like
last.
6 months. We're done. We're done. And
I
they're like,
thought I
fuck,
remember
dude.
like
It's been a
2
year.
weeks or something because like back in the early days of quarantine, 2 weeks was like the magic duration of time for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2 weeks was
yeah.
everything.
It was
In 2 weeks it'll all be gone.
yeah. Guys, in
Oh,
2 weeks it'll be
boy.
fun.
2 years later.
When I
used to-
literally left my job, I didn't leave, but like I went home. I decided to bring all my stuff home for work from home because I was like, all right, I'll be back in 2 weeks, everybody. And 'cause I thought
A nice little
this would
extended
blow over in
vacation.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Nope.
Some of us have switched jobs, multiple jobs at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm like a couple
Do-
jobs deep into the quarantine.
So's Ricardo, honestly.
Yeah. It's kind of amazing, actually.
It's weird. I went through one job where I never ever met anybody in person ever.
Yeah. That can
Yeah,
happen
same.
now. That's a
same.
thing now. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, anyway, if you want
ExpressVPN.
to figure out what your Pornhub's going to look like in Australia versus Japan versus Canada, you head over to expressvpn.com/newbie Star Trek. That's NEWBIE Star Trek. And
Yeah.
if you go to that link and you sign up for 12 months, you get an extra 3 months for free.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good deal. It's a total savings of 49%.
Wow.
It's only $6.67 a month. It's
Cheap
pretty
as
good.
shit, dude.
And
they have
rounded up
special.
from being evil.
Yeah. If you really want to get specific, they have a specific way to put a VPN on your Xbox. They have instructions as well on Xbox, PS5.
They have a way to put it on almost every
device.
system you can think of, except maybe like a Switch.
Yeah.
I think
Also, if you want to know what Pornhub or Disney Plus or Netflix is like in North Korea, just grab your plugs and just fucking pull them off the wall, dude.
In fact, you can get a free trial of ExpressVPN's North Korean experience right now.
Yeah.
Just pull your shit out of the wall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
It's the realistic experience.
Realistic.
Yeah. Well, that's expressvpn.com/newbie Star Trek.
You won't be disappointed. I promise.
No, unless you do the North Korea
We
VPN.
went on a huge tangent about a prospective Pornhub sponsorship in the middle of a sponsorship.
They don't mind. They don't mind,
It's okay.
dude. It's okay.
That's how
It's
cool.
okay.
That's
ExpressVPN
why we
is.
love you,
Yeah.
ExpressVPN. That's
Yeah.
why you're so cool.
Yeah.
Don't drop us.
You know who we're not gonna drop?
Ricardo, could you please tell us what happened in this episode?
Yes, I will, and I am Denise Crosby from Crosby, Stills and Nash. Okay.
She's actually real. Maybe is she really?
Could be.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
So this episode starts off and it looks cool already. Like, yeah, it's a set. Yeah.
It starts off very different.
It starts off very cool. It's like it's a it's a hostile planet.
This is one of my favorite openings. It's not your usual like, oh, we're on the deck and
it kind of feels like Aliens, doesn't it? Or like Alien. It feels it's like really dark. It's like windy,
it's dangerous.
Like for once, it's not Picard telling you like we're on our way to one rendezvous, responding to a distress beacon.
They are responding to a distress signal, though.
Again.
At least they already got down there this time.
Yeah.
He's not telling you about their way over there.
Yeah, there's no opening narration.
If he would have opened up with the narration, I'd been pissed. I'm so pissed. Like, God damn it! Don't respond to. Just say you didn't hear it. Go somewhere else. You know.
We hope they'll leave us a 5-star Uber review.
yeah. He's afraid of the reviews. But look, if you say
if you're on Uber and if you don't have a solid 5-star rating, it's a death sentence.
pick the sketchiest crew member on the Enterprise, like whoever is like okay with lying, you know, like O'Connor. So hire O'Connor to be a consultant, right?
Yeah, Wesley.
He shows up.
Yeah, Wesley's
a piece of shit.
He's a great liar.
Yeah, and you're like, Wesley, if it looks like it's a good mission, tell us about it. If it's not, maybe you don't. Maybe you weren't listening. You're looking at werewolf naked pictures.
What?
Because of your lady friend who's a werewolf.
Oh, okay. Muppet porn. She's looking at
Muppet
porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then don't tell us. Don't tell us about it
now.
Yeah.
So the show starts off and it's a beautiful set. It's windy, it's smoky, and there's a lot of electromagnetic interference because of the planet's just it's not good. It's windy. It's almost like electromagnetic rain, kind of.
Yeah.
I like their flashlights. They have these like handheld like power. I mean, all flashlights, I guess, are handheld, but like, I mean, like these are like they're like square. Yeah, they look really powerful.
They look more powerful because of the smoke, because the light travels. It looks really
doing that
bright.
old trick.
Yeah. But I'm like, I kind of want one of those. They're really bright.
Reminds me of sun guns.
Yeah, dude. And they set up a beacon and they go down. They're looking for this stupid distress signal, and they're looking all over the place. And finally, they kind of split up for a bit. And then old Geordi, first Worf finds is it a Romulan?
A Romulan.
Yeah, a Romulan who's like knocked out or like could be dead. And they're like, ugh. And then he manhandles that Romulan dude. He's like, oh,
I mean,
he's rough, dude.
Yeah.
For once, he wins a fight.
Yeah. And then the Romulan fucking wakes up and does the old possum trick. And then Worf does the old, I'm going to break your nose. I'm going to shove your nose through your fucking brain. And then he is like, no, I'll restrain myself. Then he hits him. And
they bleed green. Yeah. Like
there's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
But it's green, so you can get away with it.
Yeah.
If it's not red, do as much blood as you want.
It's monster blood.
Yeah. Yeah. And then while this is happening, he's like, hey, Commander, come help me carry this guy, dude. because he's been knocked out. He's been knocked out, or did you knock him out? And then Geordi falls into a fucking hole, and it's like a random hole in the goddamn mud.
That's not even the first time this has happened in a Star Trek episode.
A lot of people fall in holes.
Yeah,
in Star
what's
Trek.
up with that?
Holes are dangerous.
You think they'd have like a little like sensor, and they'd be like, "Oh, there's a hole here. Go around it," because we were always falling to holes.
You think they'd have like jetpacks?
Maybe it wasn't working or something. I don't know.
Holes beget drama. Look, just ask Louis Sacker.
Louis C.K.
No.
Oh no.
Not him.
Well.
Oh no.
I just noticed he has like contacts in to like make his eyes like white out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because he's blind.
Well, I didn't realize that like they put contacts in.
Yeah. So this guy falls into a hole, but look, it's a future. They have the technology to beam you up into a spaceship, beam you back down in an electromagnetic storm. Okay. They have warp drive. They can fuck apparitions in the goddamn holodeck. They have all this technology, but they can't figure out a little gizmo that'll tell them where holes are on the ground.
Yeah.
Or at least like
have a stick and just kind of do it like a where you just
we're on a dangerous planet. Maybe we should bring some climbing tools.
Bring one of those hiking sticks, like those walking sticks.
Exactly.
We can put a man on the moon, but not
if he falls into a hole, we can't get
a man out of a hole.
yeah.
No, they can't.
But what if it's a hole on the moon?
Then Neil Armstrong.
We can put a man on a hole in the moon.
Yeah,
you could put a man in a hole, and then the hole in the moon.
Why couldn't they find him? Like he couldn't have been walking that far.
They didn't try very hard.
They didn't try.
No.
So this is what follows.
They just yelled his name out a few times.
Yeah. They're like he falls, and then first of all, Geordi calls out for two names, and this is the weird part.
Yeah.
He goes Worf, right, and that makes sense. It's a short name. You could say it really loudly. It carries Worf, and then he calls out for Commander Riker, and it's like. You don't need both of them because then I feel like your voice gets low because you're trying to say the whole thing. It's like a train. It's like you can just say Commander Riker.
He's trying to follow rank to
Riker.
Ricardo has constructive criticism for how he yells for help.
Also, I feel like you can get more out and louder if you just lower what you're saying because your breath is.
This is what I would have done. I would have yelled, volume. Right? Yeah. But I would also shoot my phaser into the sky.
Yeah.
Just shoot my follow the phaser.
What if you hit the Enterprise?
He used it to melt the gold.
Crystal thing. Yeah.
So he has they always have a phaser at least. They always have a tricorder and a phaser.
Yeah. He should have done that.
Just shoot your phaser up the hole. Be like, this is where I am. A tricorder is a little thing they carry around that analyzes things.
So why wasn't it analyzing holes?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
It's not tuned for holes.
No, dude. I call bullshit, dude. They should have a hole sensor, dude, on that bad boy.
If you're near a hole, it goes, watch out.
Yeah.
You're near a hole.
It's like the crossing. It's like the crossing thing. Watch out. Watch out.
I got Marvin.
Yeah. Okay. Just to quickly explain. So there was a time we bought like one of those stupid like video games that are built into like an apparatus, like a controller.
Yeah.
So this time it's a rifle. It's a shotgun, a plastic shotgun, and in it
was a buck hunting game.
Buck hunting game, right? It's like I think it's like the famous series of hunting games. But they had it in like a little thing.
Call of Duty?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Sure. And then the thing is, you shoot bucks, deer, right? But sometimes a bear comes towards you, and there's two warning cues. One is look out, it's a bear. And the other is, better watch out for that bear.
And it'll say that as the bear is coming toward you. When the only reaction a player could ever have is, oh shit, a bear. I'm only going to look at it. But as you look at it, it will tell you, watch out for that bear. As though you forgot.
You gotta shoot him.
Have you guys ever played Grand Theft Auto? The last one? No, sorry, not Grand Theft Auto. The Western one. Red Dead Redemption
2. Yeah. I have not.
There's a scene.
When you said Western, I interpreted it as like Western versus Japan. I was like, they're all fucking Western.
The Japanese Grand Theft Auto is Yakuza. So.
Yeah, I guess so.
A very vast reduction, but okay.
There's a scene where you're like walking around and you because you could explore any house that's out there, any if it's open world. So I was by a house, and you always go in because there's always gold or some sort of food you can eat, right? And I was by a house and I heard noises because you could hear, and I was like, oh, there's somebody here. Maybe I could kill them, get the money. I don't know. And then I opened the door and there's a fucking bear, and the bear comes out, and it scared the shit out of me. It was the middle of the night, and I yelled like, ah! And then my wife comes out, she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, a bear attacked me. She's like, she's like looking at me a weird look, and I'm like, in the fucking game, not in real life. A bear didn't come in here and attack me. And she's like, just shook her head and went back to sleep. But I was genuinely scared. Like my heart rate was racing after that. Anyway,
very high.
Oh my god!
Back to the bears on this island that don't detect holes.
What a grisly tale,
Geordi the bear.
So he falls into the stupid hole, and then he's calling out these long names. Commander Riker. Just say Riker, or just say Commander, or just help.
Yeah, help.
Yeah.
No, you're supposed to yell fire.
But no one hears him because of the goddamn static. And then Worf's like, oh, I'm gonna go look for him. And Riker's like, nah, don't worry about it. Let's get out of here. they beam up.
We gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go, dude. There's no time for that shit. He knew the risks he was taking when he joined Starfleet. And I feel like that's the answer to everything. Like, and technically they could just, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's only our chief engineer who knows how to run the ship.
Yeah.
And probably can't adequately do repairs
Also,
on the ship without him.
Why would they send such important personnel?
That's every away mission.
Yeah.
Why would they send that?
That's a fundamental Star Trek question to have.
Let's send the guy
you need to get used to that. You need to get used to that.
In the last episode, it was like
Picard, all of them.
Picard was like, "Oh, I want to go.
Yeah.
I need to go." And
let's send the fucking captain.
It's like, look, that's why when it's like the royal family or whatever, the president or whatever, you all take separate, in case a plane crashes.
There's no designated
something.
Survivors here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
if we all die, let the kid run the fucking ship. What kid?
Apparently.
Oh, Wesley. Because he's favored. Because I killed his dad.
Guinan will run everything. I guess
the Joffrey of the ship.
Yeah. So they beam up and they take this goddamn Romulan to help him out. And immediately, like, there's something wrong with him. Like, you could tell, like, he's been exposed to, like, radiation, kind of, I guess, right? That's what it is.
Yeah, some kind of...
A lot of electricity in his brain.
He becomes Electro. So, Geordi's still trapped in that thing. And then Geordi's visor, and he starts seeing these rocks in the hole, in the mud. And he grabs them and he sees that they're kind of some sort of crystals. I think it's just silver. It looks like silver.
It just looks like metal. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he makes basically a mold in the stupid mud, which is smart. Which is weird because when it melts, they're perfect and they don't have like mud in them or rocks or anything. They're just perfect little.
Don't worry, he washed off the metal a little bit in the muddy water. It purified it very well.
Yeah. He did a great job.
And
he's a great engineer.
And so he melts the thing and he makes like a little like wall climbing fucking
it's a climbing picks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's fucking ripped, dude. Because he's not using his feet for most of the time.
Yeah.
He's literally just using upper body. And I'm like, dude, I've seen American Ninja Warrior. These dudes can't hang a fucking on a wall with pegs. This dude is like piercing the goddamn fucking rocks.
He's
dude.
Scaling rocks.
Yeah.
And he's using all like core strength, arm strength. I mean, and I guess he's not blind at this point, but he can see it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, but what can he see? He's got predator vision.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not like super clear,
Yeah. Also, I want to make an observation. And I want to make it now. I had the observation later on in the episode, but I'll bring it up now so you can see. Because, okay, I'm jumping ahead, but when Geordi shows back up onto the bridge, he's muddy and he's getting mud all over the place, right?
Yep.
And I realize that there's fucking a rug on the bridge. There's it's carpeted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is really weird because they're wearing dress shoes. They're not wearing like combat boots.
Yeah.
So it's really slippery.
Oh yeah.
Also, why would you have carpet on a bridge? You don't have that on a space shuttle. You don't have that on a submarine.
Oh yeah,
on an airship carrier.
Why do you think they're always slipping around, and when the ship shakes slightly,
they're
all like, oh my god,
they're all doing the curly move where he just fucking spins.
Does the not interesting reason is because they're on a set and they need a quiet floor for sound?
Yeah,
I guess
that's why it's carpeted.
Yeah, they could have just used. I don't know.
Or everyone has to wear socks on the bed.
Yeah. You don't shoot anybody's feet, and everyone wears socks.
Ricardo, you would fit right in.
I'd fucking hate it. I'd be like, I'm out. Can I work somewhere else that's not carpeted? Like, when you come into the bridge, you must take off your shoes.
Take off your shoes.
Fuck you, dude.
Like, I'm not working here. Sorry.
The Enterprise bridge is an Asian household. They're all like, if you come onto the bridge, everyone take your shoes off.
Yeah.
Put them on the shoe rack.
Who knows where you've been? It's like, I've been here. I never go on away missions. I'm literally I only work here.
And then get into your comfortable bridge clothes.
Come on, Ricardo. Yoroshiku o nagachamasu.
Oh, man. So
that was perfect Japanese.
Thank you.
Yes, that was really good, Dan. Good job.
So he does ice picks. He gets out of the hole and he starts just wandering around. And so, because of the stupid electromagnetic thing, they only have windows of time to get these people out of there, to like teleport them out of there. So he's stuck there for a while, and they quickly realize that there's some sort of radiation or electricity thing that makes people really sick, and this goddamn Romulan is going to die because he's really sick. The one that they saved.
Ribosomes? I don't know what those are.
Yeah, they're like NyQuil, and then I don't know what it is, and so they try everything. Like they try to use every sort of like magic wand that they have that Beverly has, but we all know Beverly's a stupid fucking shit doctor, dude. So I don't trust her. Immediately, if I get sick, I'm like, who's on call today?
Who else?
And if it's Beverly Crusher, I say, give me a nurse practitioner. I'd rather take my chances with them than with the hack known as Beverly Crusher. Her record is she's killed so many people. They should call her Dr. Kevorkian. Really? And they're like, who's Dr. Kevorkian? You're like, you don't need to know. He just killed a lot of people. But
they will just pipe in with a 20th century doctor, known for assisted suicide.
Yeah. It's like, but he was kind of doing the Lord's work as opposed to Beverly, where she's just incompetent.
Nobody wanted to die under her watch.
Yeah. No one requested like, hey, Beverly, you know what? I have this horrible disease. I'd just rather die. No, she was killing off perfectly healthy people who were just hurt. So she can't help him. And then I'm kind of jumping around the A and B storyline, but basically they're like, hey, he needs a blood transfusion, and we have to like test everybody on the ship, which they have the records already. So just a matter of a search to see whose blood is compatible with this Romulan's blood. Meanwhile, the child known as Wesley, they're trying to figure out how to get a hold of Geordi, and he figures out how to make like a beacon for him to see with his predator vision, so he can go to the beacon. And this is confusing. This is going to be confusing. But anyway, I'm confused now in the future part of the episode, but we'll get there and I'll ask my questions.
Well, I'm just very annoyed that it's yet again Wesley. Who figures out.
Yeah, and then Picard says, "Make it so."
Yeah.
Although I guess there's no one else on the ship who's like really techie. I guess he's the last techie guy on the ship.
What do you mean?
Well, considering
what are you talking about? His fucking teachers. His tech teachers.
What about everyone else in engineering? I mean, I would trust them first.
What about Argyle?
There was one There was one episode where Miles O'Brien had some nice techie suggestions.
Oh yeah, Miles O'Brien. He could have been like, well,
yeah, guys. Why are we asking a child to figure this out, dude? Again, we're putting the life of an important crew member in the hands of a fucking child who repeatedly tried to kill the crew members of that ship.
So
make it so, Wesley, known terrorist and killer of men. So they go with Wesley's plan because he's really smart, and then a goddamn Romulan shows up, and who is the fucking Romulan that shows up on the screen? Who calls in? Who phones it in? It's none other than a one-armed man. Bitch ass person the actor who was in The Fugitive, the Harrison Ford version, and who
our namesake.
Yeah, The Fugitive frames, man. and the man who actually killed Richard Kimball's wife.
Spoilers.
Goddamn fool. If you haven't seen The Fugitive, then good luck.
I don't
really
care.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I don't
It's
care.
just like we know from the very beginning that the one-armed man did it, right?
Smug.
Yeah.
This guy looks super smug in this episode. Like
Well, he's
super sus,
I feel like that's his bag.
smug.
Because he's really smug in The Fugitive.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
he's
maybe
good at
he's
just
just
smiling
a
and
smug
lying.
actor.
He's a smug, but he sells it. Like,
Oh yeah.
they're like, who
We need someone
is-
slimy, smug.
They're like, we need a
Liar.
smug actor. Who do you have? They call the agency and they're like, I have the guy. I have the guy. His name is Andreas Katsoulas, and he is smug as shit, dude.
Oh, is that his name?
Yeah, that's the actor's name. And he has been in a bunch of shit. He's actually in Babylon 5. He's in a bunch of movies.
Oh, okay.
Executive Decisions.
Okay.
He's a character actor that you would recognize right away if you didn't have the crazy eyebrows and the mushroom haircut.
No, but it's the smug face that gives it away.
And he's like, hey. And they're like, dude, you guys, we found a Romulan in this planet that's supposed to be a no-go zone for you fuckers.
Federation territory.
You guys come over here and we find a guy here. Why is your guy here? And it's like, oh, there was an accident and there was a ship and then like it crash landed.
There.
Yeah.
Just
And they're
one
like,
guy.
and
Just
they're
one
like,
guy.
and he's like, no, we call bullshit. What about the rest of the crew? And they're like, nah, just one dude, one lonely dude. He's out flying. He was just cooling off. You know, us Romulans are really hot-headed. And he crash landed. He was alone, one lonely little guy. And immediately I'm like, this guy's smug. He's lying. He's an idiot. And he killed Richard Kimball's wife. Don't trust him. And of course, he was fucking lying.
Yep.
And Picard looks like a chump, dude, by the end of this episode. Because he lies to him like 2 or 3 times. And Picard just fucking lets it lie, dude. And I get it. He's the diplomatic captain. I get it, dude.
He doesn't want to start
But
a war.
he looks like a fool in front of his crew, dude.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm interested to see.
I mean, does anyone honestly believe it was like a one-man ship and this guy was
No,
up
I mean,
to
no one does.
and,
It's
like,
but it's
I know,
but it's
but,
just
like,
that like he just doesn't want to start a war.
Yeah, but if I'm one of the crew members, I'm like, dude, Picard is a fucking fool, dude. He just let this guy walk all over him, dude. I don't know, dude. I just feel like I like this episode a lot, actually. But that
It's very
part
Worf
was
of
like,
you, Ricardo.
huh?
It's very Worf of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worf had the right idea. Worf was like,
both
fuck
Worf
these
and Riker
fuckers.
were like, let's attack now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, fuck this shit.
Yeah. Let's do
Worf
the
is
old.
like, they killed my family.
Yeah.
They tried to kill my wife.
So these goddamn Romulans are like,
Weak.
oh, so you found our guy, huh? And they're like, yeah, we found our guy. We're getting him medical attention. Just chill out and meet us. We'll meet you at this place that's neutral zone, and you can be there. And
Why is it called the neutral zone when the Romulans aren't allowed there?
No, they're not allowed in Federation space. They're both allowed in the neutral zone.
Yeah,
but
you're allowed to be in the
planet
neutral
was
zone.
actually in Federation space.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought the
they were
planet
supposed
was
to
in the
meet.
neutral zone.
No, they were supposed
That's
to
why they're like,
meet.
what the fuck? Why is there a Romulan ship here?
Yeah.
They're like,
Okay,
that's what
okay.
it shouldn't be.
Never mind.
And then Counselor Troy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we did it, dude. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Counselor Troy is like, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot, dude. He's giving me bad vibes. Like he'll do whatever to get whatever he wants. And
the
Picard's
mission,
like,
whatever mission.
yeah. Picard's like, it's
Yes,
fine.
thank you, Deanna. We could tell
Yeah,
that.
yeah. We could tell. Did you not see this fucker's smug face? He didn't even show us his arms
Like,
because
that
he's
was
missing an arm.
That was one of the most powerful examples in
What?
my memory of Deanna stating the obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's obviously lying. Yes, thank you.
yeah.
Solutions?
And
Anyone?
Worf's like, fuck them, fuck these dudes. Let's kill them, dude.
Yeah.
And not in so many words, but you know. And so we go to Beverly, who's killing another fucking patient, probably. And she's like, hey, there's nothing to do. We found one person who like fits the bill, but let me see if he'll agree to a blood transfusion or a blood donation.
Ribosome donation.
Yeah.
And just FYI, ribosomes are essential to transcribing RNA.
Oh, okay. So basically it was
In the cell.
destroying their cell structure, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So and then I realized like early on they talked about this. I glossed over this, but they were talking about how like if Data had gone down to the planet, they would have had to spend weeks fixing his circuitry because like you would fuck with his. He's a robot, you know.
Magnetic.
Well, God, please don't send Data. I mean, who else are we going to send to fucking destroy everybody?
Yeah, let's also have Miles transport himself down.
Yeah,
so
Picard, do you want to go down too? I mean, God.
Yeah.
Who else are we going to send?
And so Geordi,
let's just land the Enterprise on the planet.
Yeah.
At this point,
see what happens,
and then remove the antimatter.
Lower shields.
Lower all shields. Remove all dilithium crystals, and then just leave it stranded there. And let's walk around.
So Geordi, finally, because he lost his goddamn visor, but he finds it again, and he crawls out of the hole already, and he finds a beacon that Wesley is like projecting these amino acids or the fuck he fucking put in the thing.
Amino acids.
And so he sees them and he's like, oh god, immediately knows it's Wesley, which is weird.
He's like, Wesley
Crusher.
Like, or whatever
Crusher.
he says.
You son of a bitch. You did it
basically
again. Yeah.
Just when I think son of a bitch. And then
it's actually a really awkward line because he says Wesley Crusher. Thank you, Wesley. But it's like, quit saying Wesley in there.
Yeah.
It's too much Wesley.
He's a killer. Stop praising him. So he starts walking towards it and he gets knocked out by another Romulan. So
that was so creepy. That shot too. It was like he's walking, they're tracking his feet, his legs, and then someone comes up behind him
out of the shadows.
And like whack. And he's like,
it's weird because like you saw him come out of the hole. But when you cut back to Geordi, he's like at the side of a lake or something, and you're like, how do you get there?
Yeah.
What's that? Why are you going there? Nobody walked around there. What are you doing?
It seems like it was like a different take from like a different kind of like maybe way out. They were, I don't know. It seems like
it's
a
weird, non-Euclidean planet.
Yeah. Like it's like a really strange
it's a quantum planet. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
See?
Oh. Outer Wilds.
But
play Outer Wilds, guys. It's great.
But this episode is really well shot. I thought it's really well done.
It's fun. There's a lot of like, there's also on the bridge itself too. There's a lot of like good framing of Picard as he's like walking towards camera and like filling frame as he says lines and stuff.
Everything's carpeted. So anyway, this guy knocks Geordi in the head, and he knocks him down, and basically you find out that this dude's a Romulan, and that he's also part of the ship, you know, and that basically Romulans are like, well, fuck you, you're my prisoner now, and he's like, dude, I'm just trying to get out of here, dude. Like, we should work together to get the fuck out of here. Where's your ship? Are you alone? Like, he's trying to, but Geordi's not saying like, oh, you're my prisoner now. Like, if my friends show up, we're gonna prison. Like, it's very like,
there's no threatening,
threat at all, dude. And plus, like,
well, doesn't Geordi bluff a little bit and says like, hey, like the beacon's out, the sky's crawling with Federation ships.
Yeah, but he doesn't say that. Like, he doesn't say it in a. It's more like a
way to cancel out his threat.
It's defensive, not offensive. You know what I mean? Not offensive. Yeah, he's playing defense, not offense, basically.
He also has just super weird hang up about sand in his shoes.
He keeps talking.
He's like so angry about sand in his shoes.
I have the same issue. If I had sand in my shoes, I'd be like, plus, it's weird that
sand's coarse and it gets everywhere. I mean, you don't want it in your shoes.
But what's worse, sand?
I couldn't agree more.
Or a single rock?
Oh,
a single rock. For sure.
A single rock is easier to fix though, whereas a sand
you're fucked, dude.
A sand in your shoe,
if
you gotta really like work it to get it all out. You know,
you'll spend the entire lifetime of the shoe trying to get the sand out. And it'll always have sand.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna switch my answer
be in your socks
to sand
and everything.
You know what? Sand is just an endless supply of single rocks,
of tiny little rocks.
Here's the thing: my kid is in kindergarten now. He plays outside in the sandbox when he goes to school, and when he comes home, my wife does the thing where you smack the shoes together and the sand comes off before he gets in the car, right?
Yeah,
she does it and gets all the sand out, and then we come home and he does it again, right?
More sand,
right? More sand, and then no matter what time, if it's a weekend, whenever we're putting on shoes, sand will just come out of nowhere. It becomes like a black hole where sand comes out of for the rest of the entirety.
Everywhere.
You know, you just reminded me of a thought that I've had recently where I was just like, it just hit me. It's like, who the hell at what point decided that sandboxes were mandatory in all playgrounds?
An animal. That's what it is. A fucking
Like it was just so ubiquitous. It's like, yeah, if you want a playground, you better have some fucking sand in it. But why?
You know what?
It's soft and they can fall, right?
No. Here's the thing, dude. I bet you early on, someone in the playground business, building business, was connected.
I know.
Some fucking cousin was like, "Hey, I have a sand business."
Oh, I got. We're having a sand.
Yeah.
Like a downturn in the economy.
Help me out here. I have too much sand.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Why did you get into the sand business? It's a horrible business to get into." And he's like, "Dude, I thought someone told me like sand is the gold of the future." He's like, "Well, that person fucking lied to you, dude. Get out of that business." And he's like, "Hey, help me out. Can we put sand in your playgrounds? And like build it as a," and he's like, "Fuck, dude."
Like a sandbox.
Yeah.
Okay? It'll become.
What if there's boxes of sand?
Yeah.
all
And
over
he's
the
like, "Look," he's like,
And you know
he's
what?
like,
Cats can
Yeah.
also get into
true.
the cat litter business.
That's the worst part of sandboxes. It's
Yeah.
just
It's just a
becomes
big
filled with
neighborhood
cat
cat.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the thing is, and the thing is
Oh yeah.
that this playground guy, that's like, "Okay, I'm gonna help you out. We'll put sand in all the playground." But he's like, "One day, and that day may never come, I'm gonna ask you to help me move a body. And that day you'll bring the sand to cover that body." And he's like, "All right, dude."
above
Now we don't know
ground.
where that body's buried because he buried in sand.
Mhm.
But yes, sand is horrible. Geordi's got a bunch of sand in his fucking boots.
I now
And-
sympathize with Geordi.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's sand and not mud because he's so wet, falling in the hole. Like, how did the sand not turn to like mud,
Might have been something that the script had that they didn't really bother to change when it was.
Yeah.
Seems like
They're
it's
like-
a really
they're like,
wet
"It's fine."
environment.
They're like,
Yeah.
it's
It's not like
His
he's not in the
shoes are-
desert,
His shoes are very moisture wicking.
yeah,
So
Yeah,
It
really.
turned into sand
It doesn't
immediately.
look like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it goes in this mud and just desiccates immediately.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
very good. These are very good shoes.
And
So
this,
much silica gel in his shoes.
Yeah.
this Romulan's got like a fucking blaster, what do you call them? Pointing at him.
Disruptor. These are disruptors. Yeah.
Marvin, don't sweat the details, dude. Don't sweat the details, dude. He's got a gun, a space gun, pointed at him.
Yeah.
And he's being a dick, dude. This guy's being a fucking dick, dude.
Yeah, he's horrible.
And all of a sudden, there's a rock slide, and he gets the shit knocked out of him.
Yeah.
That
and
was
Geordi
so crazy.
I know,
like,
Geordi
where did that
gets-
even come from?
goes into
Like,
That's
shelter.
a great little moment of instant karma. It's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, get wrecked, you idiot.
Yeah. But
And he's just
here's-
like, oh.
Here's the bullshit part is that Geordi didn't go, "Well, fuck you, dude. And I'm going to now like hit you over the head with a rock and kill you, dude." That's immediately what I would have done. Or like,
I mean,
you know what?
I think all of us would have been like, well, God, I mean, karma's
Yeah.
a fucking bitch.
This is what I do.
I'm like, left.
Just for safety. I don't kill the guy. This is what I do. I take his gun away, his phaser, whatever we call it, the
Mhm.
security stun gun.
Mhm.
And I go, "Hey, dude, are you right-handed or left-handed?" And he's like, "Oh, right-handed." And I fucking break his fucking hand, dude. And I say, "Now you're gonna have to learn how to wipe your butt with your other hand, my friend." So we give him one good hand, but his dominant hand is fucked, dude. I'm gonna
Mhm.
not only do I break his hand, but I'm gonna break every bone on every finger. It's gonna fucking major pain style. I'm gonna do something and take your mind off the pain and just start snapping fingers. This is for treating me like shit. I was gonna help you out, but now you're in for a world of pain. And then I help him. I go, "All right, let's go find some shelter now with your broken fucking fingers."
Yeah.
And we go in so that he takes them in, and he leaves them with the goddamn weapons. Why?
Yeah, I would have at least grabbed the
He
weapons
coulda
off of him
grabbed
first.
it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he definitely
But he's too-
had the opportunity to grab
He's too
it.
nice of a guy. His first thought instinctively was
Was to
just to
help
save
him.
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all he cared about.
So he saves them. He takes them to shelter in the cave, and he again, this dude raises his weapon towards him.
Yeah.
And so next thing that we see is Beverly Crusher's like, "Hey, Worf." She's like, "Yeah, so like I tried everything." And I'm thinking Worf would be like, "Yeah, you didn't. You're a horrible fucking doctor." Sure, you tried everything. And she's like, "I've tried everything, and the only thing that will save this Romulan is a transfusion." And turns out, cool, by some sort of weird cosmic fate, is that your riboplasm or whatever fucking bullshit thing that you have matches his, and you could donate some, and then he'll be better.
Yep.
And Worf's like, "Nah, I'm good. This fucker killed my family, dude."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, his people did. So he's like a hard no. He's like, hard pass, dude. I'm out. I'm not doing any shit.
I'm good.
Yeah. And he's like, first of all, we're not competent. We're not compatible. First of all, like I'm not compatible with these fuckers. But Beverly's like, no, you're very compatible. But he's like, no, hard pass, dude. I'm out. And then we go back to the storyline with the cave and Geordi and this guy, and he's like, hey, basically it's a matter of like, I'm not going to give up to you. I'm not going to surrender to you. I'd rather die, and fuck you. You're human. I don't like you. And then Geordi's like, well, and he starts seeing that he's kind of going blind, and he's like, well, it seems like we're both getting this planet is making us sick, and we're both going to die. Like, if you help me and we work together, we can find the stupid beacon, and then we can go up to my ship and it'll save us. Because at this point, they don't know that the Romulans are coming back for these dudes. So to them, they're just marooned here. And then the guy goes, no, but then I'm your prisoner, so fuck you, no deal. And it's like, dude, so you'd rather die than be saved? Which is very stupid. Romulans are not good people, dude.
So wait, I have a question that I kind of wanted to pose to everybody. So watching this episode, I think this is a good point for this question, this area of the show. So watching the show, obviously there's the human urge to want to like relate the Romulans to who are the writers thinking this is in human society. Like, who are we comparing it to? Like, who are they for us? Like, obviously the Enterprise crew are like normal, good human beings, and the Romulans are like, me and Marvin were trying to think like who would be equivalent, and I was like, Nazis? Are they like, what would you guys say is like the equivalent of like a Romulan in our society?
I would say personally the closest is probably like Soviet Union, in terms of the fact, just because
the Cold War was
this is like Cold War almost, just because
but like they have a very particular hate of a certain of people, like not just
right. It's not a 1-to-1, but
it's not like a political or like it's also
no, but it is also partially political in the sense that like there's a ceasefire,
of course.
All of the interactions are through like espionage, and like they're both lying to each other a lot, but they also both want to avoid a war.
Right.
So
it's very much because what
was a Cold War story for sure.
You just said the Berlin Wall just came down during the airing of this episode.
Yeah.
So
and it wasn't going down yet.
Not quite yet.
It's the end of the Cold War, and it's clearly the Cold War. But now, look, if you would ask me this 4 years ago, I'd say like, it's a matter of working together and getting out of it. But after these 6 years, I'd say fucking kill him. Kill him and ask questions later.
I mean, I think and you'll get to this, like, you know, there's Worf, who is so like hard pass. He's like, I don't want anything to do with them. I don't want, this guy doesn't want me anywhere near. He hates me. I hate him. He hurt my family. We don't agree on the same thing. He killed my family.
He wiped out his entire colony.
Yeah. Well, like these people,
that's the point
right?
They have to keep making that it wasn't him.
Romulans wiped out his entire colony.
And I keep subbing in like maybe like for me, my mind went to like Nazis, and it's like, okay, like what if I was in Worf's position, and like it's a really, I mean, I guess you can't really imagine what you would do. It's like one of those like hard questions of like, if this like Nazi was dying or whatever, and they're like, well, you have what this person needs, and you know, this person's like, I hate you and everything you stand for, and you know, whatever, you know, just trying to put myself in a place where this person absolutely, even on their deathbed, wants nothing to do with me or anything close to what I stand for or anything like that. Like, would I be like, okay with that? I mean, Worf's kind of like, fuck you, I'm good.
I stand with Worf. I stand with Worf. It's not even a matter of like, because Nazis is strong. It's such a strong.
Yeah.
I try to put it more lightly, like more like Soviet and stuff like that, because at the time, like they were bad, but I'm saying like they weren't as bad as Nazis. I mean, so I could see it being more like, oh, if they were like Soviets, like if you're trying to equate that to around that time period, then you're like, well, that's fine. But I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, if it was a Nazi or anybody, I'd be like, look, if you don't want help, then you don't want help. You're gonna fucking die, dude. Good luck. Like,
even
that's
now,
a breaking
point for me, because like when he actually goes up to the guy, and you know the patient himself just grabs him and says like, fuck you, and I'd spit in your face.
It's disgusting what he says to him. It's
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
And Worf rightfully goes, you know what?
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm walking away.
He could have killed him right then and there.
Yeah,
but he didn't.
But two things. One, these are the thoughts that came across my head. One was like, I'm like, oh, the Romulan's using reverse psychology. That's how he's gonna get him to because I as Worf, I'm like, you don't want my blood? Fuck you. Now you're fucked, dude.
They kind of set it up. They kind of set it up that way. Honestly, they do. Where your are
punishment
kind of
now
like
is now that you're getting my blood. Fuck you, dude.
They kind of do. Yeah.
Right.
I really like it because it's a few things. So apparently, there was a specific writer who suggested it be this way. Michael Pillar. And everyone hated it. Everyone hated the fact that Worf decided to let the Romulan die.
Wow. I fucking love it.
I think it's great because it's very unexpected for television.
Yeah.
Like television morality dictates that Worf would save him and they would both learn something about each other, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I saved you. Oh gosh, thank you for saving my life. I'm sorry I said all those horrible things about you.
But I love that the show highlights this episode specifically highlights two different ways of handling your enemy. You know, Geordi shows complete
the enemy.
Yeah, the enemy. Like Geordi shows complete, like, hey, I'm going to help you no matter what because in this situation we need each other to survive. Blah blah blah.
Well, it was Geordi's his legs and he's his eyes type thing.
Yeah, and that's Geordi's sense of morality. It's human morality. And then you have Worf. Worf is like, no, Romulans murdered my entire colony, and two, I'm not a human. I don't have human morality. For whatever it's worth, my morality is based on Klingon values.
Yep.
So I really like there's that difference. Like a human is going to even
they were making him feel bad. Like they were literally guilt tripping him.
Well, that's just Riker and
not Riker. You mean Picard?
No.
Riker did it too.
Riker
had a whole scene in his cabin.
Riker and Crusher both, but Picard honestly doesn't really. Picard kind of talks to him and goes, I'm asking you, but I'm never going to order you to do it.
Begging you.
Yeah, but he says
begging though.
But he says, I'll never order you to do it. And when Worf declined, he actually went out of his way to tell Beverly, hey, don't ask him this again.
Yeah, he said, fucking drop it.
He actually protected Worf's decision, which I appreciate.
I dug that.
That's awesome.
And I do like that. You make a great point that you see both sides of like a diplomatic version and like a version where like.
But is it equal though? Because Geordi needed the other Romulans.
Yeah, the stakes aren't the same. It's not the same. No,
it's just you're just seeing a different point of view.
It's just two different situations.
Like Worf didn't need this guy. This guy's like, my life's gonna be the same whether you die or not. Geordi was like, you're literally my eyes. And the other guy's like, you're
Geordi
literally
demonstrated
my legs.
He would save him regardless. After the rock slide, Geordi first instinct was to grab him and save him.
Because it's just a matter of
there was the
principles he lives by, basically.
Yeah.
Or was raised by, right? Correct? Isn't that like Worf's principles are like, I'm bound by honor first before I'm bound by any. It's kind of like I'm gonna bring this up, which is really crazy. I have a family member, a cousin who's a Jehovah's Witness, and he's had to do jury duty a couple times. And I'm like, so what do you do? Because he's like pretty, like he never lies on his taxes. He like, he won't lie he won't like lie at any point. And like everybody like will fudge their taxes somehow, some way or another. And he doesn't. He'll be like, oh, I made more. You know what I mean? Like this year. And so when he goes to jury duty, I'm like, what do you do? He's like, I always, when they ask you, when the judge says, you have to follow the letter of the law and blah blah. And he's like, I always raise my hand and I say, I can't do that. And I'm like, well, what do you say? And he's like, I say, because of my religion, I have to go by Bible principles first, and then
and then the rules of man.
And then, basically, like the Bible principle is the rules of man, but I go by Bible rules first, meaning like he
eye for an eye.
It's
I don't know. What's
it's a higher.
That's Old Testament.
Yeah, no, that's Old Testament. Yeah, but he says I go by Bible principles first, and then by the law. So I have to go. That's my priority. And I'm like, and 9 times he's been to jury. I'm saying 9 times. He hasn't been to jury 9 times, but the few times that he's been to jury duty, most of the time they want him on the jury and they keep him on.
Really?
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Wow,
Hmm,
that's
yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, what does
Usually-
that tell you about our fucking judicial system?
Well, no, because they want both versions. They want the people who they want both sides.
That's interesting because usually when I've been summoned for jury maybe 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while. Knock
I've
on wood.
never been. I've never been called.
Yeah, I've been called a lot, but every
been called a lot
time
too.
they do a demonstration. The one that stuck out to me the most is like a lawyer said, "Okay, so there is no difference between circumstantial evidence and like direct evidence." And this lawyer explained it by saying, "Okay, let's say I have a balloon in front of me, right? Here's the balloon. I pop it, and he pops the balloon. He goes, 'Who popped the balloon? You saw me pop it. That's direct evidence. Now here's what I'm gonna do. Here's another balloon. It's below the table. You hear a pop. I pull out the balloon. It's popped. Who popped the balloon? Circumstantial evidence says it's me. In the eyes of the law, both are the same. And every time they have a version of that example, I go, I don't believe you. That's circumstantial evidence is not exactly the same. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to view it the same. And every time I say that, they go, okay, thank you for your service. Goodbye.
Yeah. I've been dismissed for arguing with a judge because the judge will be like, I've been on a criminal case and they're like, look, you have to, it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt or you can't convict because blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
And then he's like, does everybody understand? I'm like, yeah, I understand, but it's a technicality. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, if you need 5 things to convict, right? There's 5 different like criteria to convict a person. And this person falls into 4 and there's a technicality and the 5th one isn't. It's not reasonable doubt, but in my mind, in my heart, he's fucking guilty. I just have to vote not guilty because you're telling me to, not because my heart is telling me not to. And he's like, but technically it's because of the law. And I'm like, yeah, I understand the law, but common sense
Yeah.
isn't written by man. Common sense is common sense, and common sense is telling me this person is guilty. But you're telling me to vote not guilty, so I'll do it. But I'm telling you that common sense and my core tells me this fucking person's guilty. I didn't say fucking, but I said it with like the tone of my voice. And then that time they were like, "Thank you for your time. You're dismissed."
Yeah. Isn't that the point of a jury, though? The point of a jury is that it's supposed to be beyond the really specific logistics of the law.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
a lot
supposed to
of
be what a
laws
layperson thinks.
are written so poorly that there are so many
I don't
technicalities.
trust what a
and-
layperson thinks.
But that's supposedly what the
I
law
don't
is
want a jury of
based
my
on.
peers.
You
My
don't want
peers
to
are
be
very
Judge
stupid.
Page.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, give me smart people.
Where
not
are my
these
peers
idiots.
from? That's important.
Yeah.
Are my
Let
peers
me
from
judge
Korea?
whether or not they're my peers.
Yeah.
Are they from Koreatown?
Yeah.
Then maybe more? Are they from Orange County? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want Orange
Here's how. Look, Marvin, this is the very delicate way the law works. So
Yeah.
now you're getting into it.
Before we get too far into this, 2 things about the episode. 1, it brings up donation of blood or whatever
Yeah.
enzyme this guy needed. I believe wholeheartedly that if you don't have donor on your driver's license, that you're a donor, if you ever need it, you shouldn't be able to get a donation.
Oh yeah. I mean, that should be how it is by the law, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think it is. I think if you need something, they'll give it to you if you ask, if it's available. But
Like if you
if you
shouldn't get it.
receive it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Like-
I thought you meant if you're
say-
forced to give
no,
it.
No. So say you're not a donor, right?
Mhm.
And then you're like, oh, I need a kidney. If we look at your driver's license and go, are you a donor? And if you say no, then I say, well, fuck, dude, you're on the bottom of the list, bro, because you're not a donor.
Yeah.
I mean, and we put.
Oh,
If you're not
I
gonna
see,
willing
I
to give,
see,
you're not
I
gonna
see,
receive.
I see
Exactly.
what you're saying.
It's kind of like, hey, I'm willing to give. And,
It's like
and-
insurance.
Yeah. But
I mean,
I think it's just compassion.
we all have donor.
Yeah.
Are we all donor? I'm
donor. I'm a
donors.
donor,
Yeah.
Yeah,
me too.
I mean,
Plus,
I mean,
I
what
don't
am I
give a
going to
fuck
use
what
it
you
for?
do.
I actually
You
don't
want-
remember what's
Yeah.
on the card.
Dan, go check right now.
God damn it. Are you a med student and you're going to put your finger in my butthole when I die? I'm like, whatever. I don't care. I'm dead.
Yeah.
There's nothing for me after that.
Yeah, you might
good
as well
luck.
use the organs.
Yeah. You might as
if
well
they're
have fun with my
usable.
butthole when I'm dead.
please take my bad liver.
Yeah.
Take my good heart.
Hopefully someone can use it.
So that's one thing. And especially now after this whole like vaccine
Yeah,
and like
I was gonna
people
say
now,
it
I'm like,
turns the
you know what?
vaccine
If you
thing.
want to die, you're fucking dead, dude. Like if I was Worf, I'm like, you're a piece of shit, dude, and you don't have common sense, die. and I would have just walked out.
Worf would, he would kind of, he would get it done in this pandemic. He's like, you know what?
then,
fuck you guys. You guys don't want to get the vaccine. Bye.
The other thing is that for Worf, like, he rightfully is able to say, like, one, it's his body, so she can choose whether
it's his body, his choice, dude.
Yeah, and the other thing also is that, like, no one there had their colony vaporized by Romulans. Like, they don't know what he's feeling. So, like, I like it is like a little. It's like Crusher and Riker are being a little annoying.
Yeah.
By like trying to be like, I don't know, maybe you should.
Crusher, I feel like really makes him feel bad.
Yeah, Crusher makes him watch him die. She's
I would be
really
like
trying to guilt him into it.
I would be like, cool, I'll watch. I don't give a fuck. You think that affects me, dude? I let this guy die.
Wait a minute.
I don't mind
it. Was Crusher there when the guy grabs Worf and it's like, fuck you, I don't want any part of this?
She ranked out and she's like, I don't want to be here for this.
She walked away, yeah.
Yeah, like the shitty doctor
I want to see what her reaction would have been to that.
Yeah.
I would love to see if that would change your mind.
She probably would have been like, oh, do the right thing. He's dying. I mean, he says a lot of rough things. I mean.
Be like, no show?
I don't want to put those words in her mouth. I would like to see a legitimate reaction from her.
It would have been funny. She's like, whoa, okay. All right.
Well, fuck him. Let's kill him.
yeah. Because I feel like that could easily happen.
Yeah. Let's put him back in the transporter. Here we go.
We've seen Beverly be vindictive before.
Yeah. She's killed many of men with her.
She should have respected. She should have respected the first time he everyone should have let it go the first time he said no and was just like, stop. Like,
yeah.
Like it's like all these people bombarded him with all of their,
This reminds me a little bit of the violinist argument.
What is that?
If you're a bad violinist, you kill him?
It's an argument in defense of abortion.
Oh, I know this one now. Yeah.
Well, we saw it in undergrad. But basically, it's just like, hey, it was trying to illustrate the absurdity of the burden of giving up your body to someone else, and how it was a way to establish how someone else is not entitled to your body and its resources just because they could use it.
Yeah. So the premise is, for people who don't know, is that like a violinist is going to die. This is
famous one, a beloved one.
A famous world class. It could be anyone who's famous or beloved or anyone.
Yeah.
Is about to die. You're the only one who can save them. But in order to save them, you have to have your body hooked up to them for 9 months. Well, would you be willing to do it? And the answer is, this is not the same thing as having an abortion.
It's kind of a crazy argument, in regards to abortion. But
okay.
Yeah.
That's not anywhere close. Is that what that's trying to relate to?
Yeah. So there's an episode of Mindfield, the guy by Michael Stevens from Vsauce.
Oh my God. Yeah, I remember this now.
There's an extra. I wonder why he didn't include it in the episode, but there's an extra bit of content where he goes to a university to experience a VR version of this. And he had never heard of this. So he was like, okay, if he really needs me, sure, I'll hook up. And then they're like, see? That's you wouldn't abort someone. And then you see a look on Michael Stevens' face and he goes, oh, that's what this is. Yeah. And then you could clearly tell they cut out a bunch of stuff where he's probably going like, yeah, that's not the same.
Yeah.
But it's not just 9 months though.
Yeah.
There's a lot more going on.
You just don't and it's not just helping this person out, this unborn person out, right? It's just
not equitable. These are not comparable scenarios.
Not even the same thing.
I didn't want to start an actual abortion debate here, for the record. I'd rather get out of this topic quickly.
I don't think there is a debate here, and if there is, then I shouldn't be friends with you guys.
Or I don't want to get into the specifics of refuting these arguments in this podcast here.
Right.
But I just wanted to bring it up because it's a similar kind of scenario where it's like, hey, Worf, this guy could really use your help.
Right.
You better fucking do it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need to. Full stop.
Yeah.
There's no reason, he has no obligation whatsoever.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah. Even by the law, unless you are in a dire situation where your help in let's say in a mortal situation could help someone, you have no obligation to help anyone. by law standards. If you neglect not dutifully, but like intentionally neglect it to help someone who's directly in danger, like
there is the bystander laws.
Yeah, bystander law, exactly. But this does not apply here.
Yeah.
This is a completely different
Worf
issue.
was right by letting this guy die. End of argument. He's not a piece of shit. He's a great Worfian.
Worfian.
I had a lot of respect from him coming out of this episode. I was like, you know what? I can fucking ride with Worf. Like, I would ride with him. Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Who did we say? Did I say I was more like Worf when we had that question?
Yeah, you said, you did.
More than ever, I am Worf, dude. We are
At the very
Worf.
least, I respect his version of morality.
Yeah.
Like, that's his cultural version of that morality, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what? If I respect that, you do you.
Yeah.
But I wonder if we're saying all this because it's a Romulan. Like, what if it was like,
same thing.
Your mom or dad
Either way.
or your wife?
No,
but but the fact, like, his
if my mom was being
attitude
a
makes
bitch,
all the difference to me.
I'd be like, no, you're dying, dude. Sorry.
Your mom says those things
But the
to
thing
Worf.
is-
You're like,
but the
you know
thing
what? Fuck you, mom.
But the thing is, Worf basically, like you were saying, denied
Look,
it to
if my
essentially
mom killed my parents,
Yeah.
I would have had nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
Fuck off, mom. You killed my mom and dad.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. See, I live my code of life is common sense. It's common sense and not hurting other men, not hurting purposely other people when they don't deserve it. When they deserve it, hurt all you want. But anyway, so two things happen. Back to the episode. So the Romulan ship shows up and he's like, "Hey, we're here to collect our dude."
And they go past the neutral zone.
Yeah.
And the Federate. That's an act of war.
Yeah. Not only because he's like,
It's
hey,
the Cuban Missile Crisis. Right
yeah.
there.
And he's like, hey, dude, we're gonna pick up our guy. And they're like, well, you're not supposed to come in here, dude. Stay in your fucking lane, man.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we're there. We're here to pick up the guy. And Picard's like, well, fucking funny story. Your guy's dead because he's a piece of shit. and he's like, no,
dead.
you killed him, dude. And he's like, no. First of all, friend, I don't see your arms, so I can't tell if you have both arms or one arm. Two.
First of all.
Yeah. Two, I don't know you, fucker. You lied to me. You were here. You said it was a one man, and I don't know. I don't believe you, friend. And then Geordi comes in, and they sense Geordi because they figure out the visor thing. They help each other, and they have a force link up, and they're like, hey, I think there's another person, and they gamble, and they're like, hey, we found another fucking Romulan, you fucking liar, you piece of shit. And he's like, not us. Well, I must have been misinformed.
And it's misinformed.
I would love for Picard at this point to say, look, even my counselor could tell that you were lying.
Yeah.
Even she can tell you're lying.
Yeah. She's like,
and she can barely sense my emotions.
Picard should have been like, you know what? Everyone on this bridge, dude, they want to fuck you up, dude. And we could fuck you up, but we're gonna help your idiot fucking friend dude,
also,
come up here.
I was under the impression, okay, like a Romulan, I think it's a warbird. It's like it's a big tough ship, but they're the Enterprise.
Yeah,
aren't they like bigger and stronger and could probably blow it out of the sky?
Yeah,
I don't know.
They could, but again, that's starting a war.
Yeah, but if they're attacks,
Well, I mean, there's a lot more to consider if you're gonna
starting a war is the big thing they're avoiding.
Yeah.
Like, let's not make any. Let's not.
But look, if there's no bodies, who's to say, dude?
They get old Kevin. Come over and
Kevin, you owe us a favor, dude, because we covered for you.
Kevin.
Get rid of these folks, dude.
Call up Kevin.
Dude, these guys. They were talking shit about your wife.
Yeah, dude. They said Shirley is a bitch. And he's like, my wife's name Shirley. He's like, well, whatever her name was.
They called her Shirley.
Yeah, they called her. They didn't even know her name, dude.
Yeah.
The Romulan's like, I don't know anything about this. All I know is one guy. I know my friend Tim. Tim is a cool guy. And he's like, well, Tim's dead, dude. And there's another dude down there, and we're gonna beam him up. And then the fucking Romulans, this is a horrible move. They just block the DMs. He's like, no, blocked. No more communication. And Picard's like, just keep texting him, dude. Text him, tell him I love her. Tell him that that I'm gonna be the bigger man, and I'm gonna open up our shields to beam up our guy, and one of theirs is with us, and if he shoots us, it's an act of war, and they'll be fucked.
Yeah.
And again, Picard, I get it. He's a bigger man. I respect that and all that bullshit. But these guys repeatedly lied to him, and they treated him like a fool. And Worf was right the whole time. They should have just blown these guys out of the sky and been like, friend who helped Geordi, you were a good guy. Your friends are idiots. You're
Watch
gonna
as
live.
we blow up your
Watch as we blow up your friends. And now you can live. You can go wherever you want. Where does you want me to drop you off?
Yeah.
Well, where were you there? Just give us 5 stars.
This episode feels like it's a setup for another episode. Like
it seems like the start of like
Yeah.
they're starting to have an alliance with the Romulans or something.
Yeah.
right?
No. I don't get that impression at all.
Oh, I get the impression that it's like
why? You know why
it's like
though?
it's a start of diplomacy between the two.
No, I feel like they're hiding something, and that is going to come because the guy said, "You guys, I don't know if you guys missed this or not. When the one they rescued on the ship,
I know.
says to the guy, I didn't tell them anything,
and they destroyed their own ship after it crashed.
Like, what the fuck? What did he not tell them?
Well,
like, there's obviously some kind of mission going on.
No, the planet's filled with gold. Or whatever the crystals are. That's what they want. They're fucking.
So they
that's what the
like
Ferengi
that's
want.
sus. That's sus to me that he tells him like, "Hey, I didn't talk."
Matt Damon wants the gold.
Matt Damon Wayans once.
Yeah.
Well, they speculated at the beginning that, this is actually an excellent staging area for an ambush on the Federation. It'd be similar to like Pearl Harbor if they managed to set up a base here.
I don't know. Something weird is going on.
I
and
love
I don't
how
think it's
they
good.
also invented another like major war starting incident just so that Pearl Harbor wouldn't be like a huge anachronism.
Yeah.
It's like Pearl Harbor, some other random thing that no one knows about. Like those things, you know.
Yeah.
I think I side with Marvin on this one, where I think that this guy that worked with Geordi could eventually become like higher ranked, and then they're like, "Hey, remember when we worked together and we're friends? Alliance."
Maybe that guy, but not
Parlay.
the guy, not the no arms guy. Well, not him. He's he's lying and cheating, and
he's lying and he has no arm. He lost an arm in a bet.
I don't know. That guy is hiding something, and he's not to be
He's
trusted.
hiding his one arm.
He's hiding his arms.
You'll never
and
find it.
Cannot be trusted.
Yeah, they never showed a wide. Never showed a wide shot.
Never.
Never, dude.
Just because they can't. There's nothing to show.
Missing one arm. That would be another question. How did you lose your arm? I don't know. I see 2. Last I checked, I had 2.
It fell off.
Yeah,
maybe.
it must have fallen off.
Yeah.
I must have been. There's a miscommunication. So anyway,
Oh no.
Picard's this bigger man.
Oh my god.
He's like, "What's wrong with your arm? What do you mean? Oh my god!
How long's it been like this? Why didn't no one told me?
So Picard's this bigger man. He beams up Geordi and his friend. They're all muddy. They're getting mud all over the goddamn carpet. And
You know
no
what
one
I
says
like
anything.
about that scene, or directly preceding it? Like, at that point, Picard and the bridge crew they weren't sure that it was another Romulan, but they just assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like, hey, we don't know for sure, but we're gonna bluff here.
Put on your best poker face, Riker.
Yeah, Riker,
Yeah.
put on your poker face.
Oh yeah, and he just like readjusts really quickly, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Okay,
And Riker's like, I love poker.
let me get
He's
my
like-
serious
he's-
face on."
I
He's
just
like-
like that little interaction between those two.
He's Riker's like, "Where's she?" And he's like, "Riker, no, you fucking pervert, dude."
It's like poker. I hardly know her.
Yeah. But anyway, it was a good episode. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Even though there's a lot of bullshit stuff, I really enjoyed it. It gave us another side of Geordi, and
It's one of those episodes where like the premise, the inciting incident isn't very good, but it's worth it for everything that comes after, I think.
yeah.
And it's actually one of those ones where the B storyline is just as good as the A, I think.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I agree.
B and the A. You know what I mean?
Which is rare. I feel like sometimes.
yeah, it's usually the B storyline is just the one where they're like, this is the leftovers. Let's just put it in here and see what happens. And then, but this one, no, it's a different viewpoint on the morality of saving a Romulan, and it's great.
Good storyline, good set design, good all around. Except for they don't explain how they got the mud off the carpet.
No, they sonic shower the whole room. Remember?
I guess so.
There's a stereo of in the mood going on in my brain.
I mean, if you wanted, you could mix it to be actually stereo.
Oh, I will. Enjoy at home, everyone.
I hope you enjoyed that stereo, like half second of Glenn Miller's in the mood.
Yeah.
What would you guys rate it? What do you guys? Because I'd give it like an 8.5. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd give it either. I'll settle on an 8.
Me too. An 8's a good number because we have somewhere to go for some future episodes. If more men are measuring themselves, we can go to those.
Yeah.
But an 8.
I'd say an 8 as well. I think we're
it's a solid episode. There's very little to complain about, and it's very interesting to discuss and think about. It's one of those.
I like the change of scenery. We're out.
Oh yeah.
We're out of the ship.
Oh, maybe they're in the alien planet and they discover the alien hatchlings, and they're like, "No, I didn't tell them that I'm infected. I'm infected with an alien. I'm gonna give it to everybody."
Oh my god.
That's why he was hiding. I didn't tell him anything.
I just feel like this is a setup for something else, and is it? I mean, guess don't spoil it, but maybe it has to be. Is it? It feels like it's a setup for.
All I know is that this
stuff.
isn't the last of the Romulans we've seen.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see Romulans again.
Like it feels like it's trying to lay the foundation for something.
Well, they keep on checking in because like there's that one episode where like they returned, right, and they tried to make it like a bit of a pop, but it was.
I'm just
really,
stuck on this secret fucking mission that this guy's hiding. I literally cannot get over
fine.
it. Like I'm like, what is he hiding? Maybe it's like the detective in me, the suspicious nature.
A butt detective?
Yeah, butt detective in me.
We had
there's something sus about this.
Yeah, it's
clearly, but I think that's just a bit of flavor. That's like also a bit of the Cold War. It's like yes, espionage was happening all the goddamn time. Y'all are always all up in our shit. We hate we hate each other, but we're not going to get into specifics. We know we're always doing shit, but we have to be diplomatic.
We're always snooping.
There's always some kind of secret.
We're brinksmaning over here.
We're in your shit, you're in our shit, and we're just in each other's butts.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
Yay! That's what the enemy's all about.
Yeah.
Being in each other's butts.
And I'll just say one last thing in regards to the annoying, Riker being annoying to Worf. On an academic level, there is substance to Riker's argument.
Yeah.
It's just that when you factor in the emotions of our, I say human, but that's part of the stupid sci-fi thing where it's like, we don't actually have other alien species to compare our humanities to. All alien species are fundamentally quote unquote human.
Dan, that's coming later this year. We'll have more alien species.
Sarah's convinced Sarah's convinced the new satellite or the new telescope in space is going to find some
there are aliens. That's a non-negotiable.
Not any that we would that would willingly communicate with us.
Yep, they're like we're idiots to them. We don't bother with ants. We don't bother trying to communicate with ants. Same thing with aliens. They will not want to.
Some of us do. Some of us do.
Sarah strongly disagrees.
Okay, but we will discover there are aliens, and so
I agree with you. But I'm just saying we're too dumb right now. Man hasn't evolved enough to be able to talk to anybody. We don't deserve to smell their shit.
But we could see them. We don't have to talk.
Oh yeah. We'll see them, and we'll be like, "Oh, we can see you," and they're like, "We've been looking at you for fucking millennia."
And we're unimpressed.
Yeah.
You know how many times we thought about just nuking the whole solar system and being done with it?
Yeah, me and Marvin, we're not on the same page. Me and Marvin almost break up over aliens and ghosts. I mean, we just can't. We cannot agree
on a weekly basis.
Aliens and ghosts, we're just not on the same page about.
Aliens are like, you guys had a good run of music in the 60s, but besides that, it's all shit.
Yeah. We've already saved all that.
Take your theremins and get the fuck out of here.
Oh, I love theremins.
Okay. That was the enemy. And this was an episode of Newbie Star Trek. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you've been liking the podcast, we're on Apple Podcasts. And also, Spotify is also doing rankings and ratings. So if you guys would like to give us a rating in Spotify or on Apple Podcasts or on Podcast Addict,
I thought you were going to say apple pie. And I was like, if you want to send us apple pie, if you want to send us apple pie, send them to our email and we'll take them.
Yeah. Send apple pie to contact@newbiestartrek.com.
Marie Callender's has good pies. Send us a digital pie. Like, we'll go pick it up, a gift card or whatever.
Yeah. That's contact@newbiestartrek.com. So we have a special message this week. Messages from Jen.
From our Patreon member, Jen.
We have no Patreon. I'm sorry. Before anyone, please don't go looking for.
But
If
leave
you
us a
find a
comment
Newbie Star
if you
Trek
are
Patreon, don't
That is
send
not
us.
us. That is not us.
That is clearly a scam.
But if you find a Dan's OnlyFans, that is real.
That's real. That is real. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Dan. We exposed your actual job. I'm so sorry.
It's Dan and Common at OnlyFans.
I don't even know if that's how OnlyFans handles work, but
I don't know either. Actually, I might know.
But yeah, this message is an audio message.
An audio message.
Yeah, because
you mean a transmission? Huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Jen will explain shortly. By the way, their pronouns are both she and they. And basically, here's the message. They'll explain really shortly.
Hello, my name is Jen. I am sending you a video message because I am severely dyslexic, for real. Actually dyslexic. Don't convey typing comments well. So, I love your podcast. I listen to it all the time. I make my husband listen to it sometimes. So I am rewatching all of TNG, and I'm on season 5, episode 13, and me and my husband are constantly laughing because Brent Spiner has long arms. Data's arms are long. They're so long. And it's definitely like a joke at this point between us. We're just talking about how long that android's arms are. Do you notice that? Whatever. Bye.
Yeah.
You know what? Because we're listening to this message, and I'm looking. So I'm on the Netflix homepage where like it's just like the landing page for Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they're all they're on the bridge, all the crew members, and Riker's standing next to Data, and his arm is fully extended. Mm-hmm. And you look at Data's arm, and his arm is bent because his arm's so long that he can't extend it fully. I never noticed that till right now. Yeah.
Okay, I need to start looking for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had not noticed this myself.
I will.
Yeah, I
I
think it's
will
one of those
never
things
see
where-
this the
yeah.
same way ever again.
Data's not. He's in this episode. He's just on the bridge a little bit.
He's
But
just-
but I think it's just one of those things you notice. As soon as you notice it, you can't not notice it anymore.
Yeah.
I think also when they switched the costumes to the collared costumes, their shoulders are more padded.
Yeah.
So the arms
It hides the length of the arms.
No, I think the arms actually look longer.
Really?
Because the shoulder is
it
seem
makes
higher.
it start higher. Yeah.
So his arms seem even longer.
Wow. Well, I will certainly thank you for that message.
Who was this person's name?
Jen.
Jen.
You opened our eyes. We can't unsee this now. It's kind of when somebody told me, "Hey, do you ever notice that John Hamm has a big dick?" And you can see the outline of it.
Oh my god! You know, I saw that photo the other day for the first time, and I was just like, "Whoa!"
Someone told me that
What's going on here?
like second season of Mad Men, and then I couldn't unsee it. Every time he'd pop up, I'd be like, "God damn it, I could see."
I literally just learned this.
Quite
I
a
learned
package.
this like the other day, and I was on TikTok, and a video comes up, and they're like, "Yeah, look at this picture," and I'm like, "What? Whoa! Is that real? Is this real life?
Yeah.
Do we need another reason to love him? No, we don't."
He's got a large ham.
I do love that after he finished Mad Men, he's like, I want to go comedy. I would like to become a comedy actor now. That's great. I love the direction he's going in with this career.
But
He's
Data's
great.
arms are like John Hamm's dick, long as fuck. Thanks, Jen, for that.
Yeah,
it was also good to.
Jen.
It's also good to get an audio one because you really hear the tone of the comment. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I edited your comment, Jen, just because there was a lot of praise in it, and it's just too much. I don't want to self-congratulate ourselves
fuck,
too
Marvin?
much.
What the fuck?
Do you censor that message?
The actual
You know
file
what?
then.
Okay, I'll send you the file, but
What the
I just didn't want to.
God damn it, Marvin! You piece
Listen,
of
I
shit,
didn't want
dude.
to play back a file.
All you do is
All you do is give us bad news, dude. People are complaining that you curse too much. Says you never give us the good news, Marvin.
People are complaining that I don't know about Star Wars enough, and that
Don't
I
read
don't
the
know about
comments.
Star Trek enough,
Jen-
despite the fucking name of the podcast.
Don't read the
but whatever.
comments.
Jen fucking praises us, and you fucking censor her
cuts
voice,
it
dude. Ah, damn
Jen, you know
dude.
what? Jen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry
Yeah,
that
dude.
your voice got censored.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, I'll
You're
send you.
awesome.
I'll send
Thank
you guys
you.
the
Thank
file.
I
you,
know we're
Jen.
dealing with Vladimir Lenin here.
Vladimir Lenin.
Yeah, John Lennon's brother, who was a piece of shit.
Damn. I mean, I feel like I got to start looking at the emails because obviously someone's censoring shit over here.
I like how we get a little. You tell us that we had a little praise, and we turn on you, Marvin, so fast. Dude.
Yeah, we're ready to turn. We're ready for a new boss
Oh no!
in town. Okay.
Mutiny.
The real new newbie podcast.
new newbie. Star Trek. Just like
Marvin's
Nintendo.
gone.
Yeah.
He's
Just like
been
New
voted
York.
off.
Yeah.
XL.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you guys like listening to us jabber on about stuff, we do other things. We have the Fugitive Frames film podcast, where we had both our discussion on Spider-Man No Way Home and also Matrix Resurrections that came out. And those are fun.
So good.
I think one thing I might want to do, if you guys are down, is maybe do like a favorite movie, just a quick podcast, favorite movie or show of 2021, and then we'll come with it.
We usually do a wrap up. I just haven't had time, but we'll do that.
Yeah, let's do something like that. So look forward to that as well, dear listeners. And then also,
I should watch more stuff.
well, you can do whatever you want, Dan. You can.
We're stuck watching stuff from 1989.
Remember any show or movie from this year that you liked. And then I'd say also we have our YouTube channel, Fugitive Games. It's a video game LP channel. We haven't updated it in a bit.
It's in hibernate mode.
Yeah, but maybe Dan and I might record this weekend. What do you think, Dan? You think you're up for it? Maybe we do a bit more Paper Mario Origami King.
You guys have hundreds of videos on that channel. So.
Not if you're gonna censor the goddamn comments, dude.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll record more. We'll see. But there's a lot of stuff on the channel to see if you
hundreds of videos.
If you haven't seen it yet,
at least 6,900 that I can count.
At least.
Yeah. So all of that is at fugitiveframes.com. That just leads to a website with links to all those things. It's fugitiveframes.com. So next week or next episode, because things happen. Maybe it won't be next week, but in all likelihood next week, we're going to watch The Price. It's time to pay the price, as we would say. But
I wonder what this is.
And all
It's
of
time
our
to pay the
movies.
fiddler,
yeah.
aka Vladimir Lenin, John Lennon's brother.
Yeah,
this is
John
fucked up.
Lennon's brother.
Yeah, this is some fucked up lore. But that's next week. See you guys next week. Stay safe. There's another variant
Anton
of
Yelchin.
COVID now. So
Wait, there is?
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's never ending. Look,
what letter
it's
is it now?
they haven't
Pi?
signed a letter yet.
COVID
Pi's
is
next.
COVID is like fucking Tupac albums. There's always a new one every year. You're like, but he's dead. And it's like, he's got a new album coming out.
Yeah.
It's gonna do that.
I died
Got a new
long
variant
time
coming out.
ago.
Yeah.
It's never
Real
ending.
long
This strain a long time ago. A really long time ago.
Yeah,
You
it's
suck,
just,
Dave Chappelle.
It's just trying to kill us all at this point. I mean, the Earth hates the human race. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
So stay
So-
safe, everyone.
No, the humans hate humans.
Yes.
In
this
many
is
ways,
true.
you're right.
Yeah.
In many ways, you're right. All right. See you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Fuck.
Thanks, everyone. Have a holodeck.